So today I wanted to have a go at painting on some cookies. And guys, I do have a gingerbread tutorial on my YouTube channel. I'll put a link in the top corner to that now. And I've been watching lots of YouTube videos on Five Nights at Freddy's, and I just really loved the characters and wanting to have a go at painting those. So perfect opportunity to do it. So we've just made some star-shaped cookies or gingerbread cookies. And I've just covered them in white fondant, so I've tried to roll it reasonably thin, and I've let it sort of dry a few hours so that it's not too soft for painting on. Now I'm using a mix of edible powders and dipping solution, rejuvenator spirit, or clear alcohol, as long as it's food grade. And you just mix it with the edible powders and it creates a paint that we can paint with. And I have traced on the outline on here. I don't know if it shows very well for you, but I actually used some greaseproof paper and I traced the images that I wanted. I know it's kind of cheating, but I'm not good enough at drawing to just draw these characters on freehand. You might be. I'm not, I'm afraid, guys. And I'm using a mix of the powders dry for some areas and then wet with the clear alcohol for some of the other areas to kind of dust. Keep a picture of what you want to do close by so that you can use that for reference, and you're then able to kind of copy that onto your cookie. So you can just about see, like, I've got different edible powders, also pens. The edible pens work really well on this. And guys, what I'll do is below the video I will put links to everything that I have used, like all the different products and things. You don't have to use the same brand as what I've done. It just gives you an idea of what I've used to create these. So the first one is Vanny, and I believe she's the bad guy in this one. I don't actually play Five Nights at Freddy's, guys. I've just spent ages watching about them on YouTube and really wanted to have a go at them. So this is from Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. So this next one that we're doing is Montgomery Gator. So we'll start with the background with a light powder in of like a pale aubergine kind of purpley colour. Painted a little bit of his little Mohican, and then I'm actually going to use the pens, the edible pens. Don't use a normal pen for just drawing out the outline of his glasses. Sometimes if I put too much of the pen on first, what happens is when I run the wet paint or the powders with the clear alcohol through it, it can smudge the black line, so just be very careful of that. So I've put the powder colour on kind of first in the background for his face, so we're using greens. And then we're going over a little bit with the pen on the darker areas. And I am going to have to be very careful when we're doing the yellow around the glasses or his sunglasses to not catch the black, because like I say, that will smudge. I'm going to go with a slightly darker yellow around the edge for the more shaded bits, and even a bit of black on there as well. And have a play around. You can practice on a piece of fondant that you've just rolled out. It doesn't have to be on a cookie, just for practicing with. Just till you get the hang of using the mix of powders and pens together. Looks quite nice and with an outline. I'm just not very neat with the lines, unfortunately. And you might find that you prefer painting on outlines. It just depends how steady your hand is, really, as to whether you prefer painting on or whether you actually prefer to use the pens. So I just want to try and get his glasses to look like they've got a bit of a reflection of the pizza sign that's in the game. It's not sponsored by the game or anything, guys. I just really wanted to have a go at making these characters. But yeah, using some white then to highlight the lighter areas. Just watch out, the white can sometimes absorb some of the other colours, and then you find it doesn't look as white or as bright as you think a few hours later. This one I wanted to try and use the pens a little bit more, because the colour of him actually works really well with the colour of my fractal pens that I've got. So I am trying to colour in fairly block pieces in here. You're only going to be able to colour in with pens up to kind of medium-sized areas. Anything massive is going to take a lot of colouring in with a pen. So these are slightly larger areas than I would normally colour in, but not so large that like it's not possible. And what I tend to find is if I use the pen slightly on the side of its nib, it colours in quicker for me than if I'm using the very, very tip. Because colouring in large areas will likely blunt your tip of your edible pen. So the black, I'm going to go around a lot of the outlines and sort of the darker areas on him. Anything that you want to be white on this one though, don't colour in with your pen first. Try and keep it still white, so avoid that area that you want to stay white. I think I like this one with the pens because the colour's much bolder. And this is another reason that I liked the glam rock Freddy kind of style of the Five Nights at Freddy's characters, because it was such nice, vibrant colours. This one, we're going to draw in the background as well. Now I am starting to use some of the powders now where I don't want as bright colours, and the powder is just a pale yellow and white mixed together. And I want that to kind of look like neon lights in the background. So we'll colour between those with the red pen. This area here is probably a little bit too large for the pen, but we just about managed. And then in the eyes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to dust some black, but not too heavy. And then on the face, kind of a little bit of black and a kind of taupey mocha kind of colour, or beige. And then we're just going to dust anything that we want to look a little bit darker and more shaded, so we can use the whites and the black powders then to sort of highlight areas or to darken areas. Like the background, you don't want the background to be too bright because otherwise it's not gonna look like it's in the background. Okay, and I have put a little bit of white food colour on there just to highlight some areas as well. It's kind of gone over the pen, but it should be fine. Also, I had to go at the, I forgot what she's called, Chica? Glam Rock Chica as well. But give these a go, guys. Let me know how you get on, and let me know in the comments below what else you'd like to see me make videos of too. Thanks for watching.